So, has anybody seen a little known Marvel show called Loki? It's about one of their very obscure minor characters. You know, he was only the brother of Thor and the villain of the first Avengers movie. XLR says, a Loki. Yeah. Loki first season was probably one of the better things to come out of Phase 4. Or, yeah, it's Phase 4. It's kind of hard to tell now what things are Phase 4 and Phase 5 because we haven't had an Avengers film. Those usually cap off at the end of the phases, and I don't know what this whole multiverse saga phase structure even means at this point. But yeah, I liked the first season of Loki. I thought it was a very clever twist. It kind of introduced the broader multiverse, and actually, because in the first season, Loki has been captured by the Time Variance Authority, who are making sure that no other timelines exist. And at the end, they kill the one Kang variant who was running the TVA to make sure that none of the other timelines exist, because once those timelines exist, well, all of the other Kangs exist. That's how last season ended, so here we're kind of dealing with the emergent ramifications of that, and obviously we've seen ramifications in some of the other MCU stuff, like we saw Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and we know he will be the villain in Avengers 5, I want to say. Kang Dynasty is Avengers 5? Yeah. Avengers 6 is Secret Wars, but yeah. Avengers 5 is Kang Dynasty. I have my issues with the fact that they still have not recast Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is still playing Kang. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's some very serious domestic violence allegations against him that I think he's currently in court for. I've got another video on that if you want to take a look at that. They did not do any reshoots on this show after those allegations came out, and even before the actors' strike came in, I was wondering if they were going to. They ended up not. Now, Jonathan Majors is not in this episode, but his likeness is. There's like statues of Kang there and everything. And I know he's going to be in this season. So just getting that out of the way, I'm very disappointed that they did not recast Jonathan Majors. I still think there's time to do so, but we probably, if the case gets dismissed or it goes away or something like that, I get the feeling Marvel is just going to sweep it all under the rug and keep on with Jonathan Majors. But like, it's not like Marvel is averse to recasting. They've done it multiple times. We don't have our original Rhodey. We don't have our original Bruce Banner. Actually, Thunderbolt Ross, the original actor for him, William Hurt, he recently passed away, and so going forward in the MCU, that's going to be Harrison Ford is playing him. I think, was it Fandral in the Thor movies was recast between 1 and 2, and nobody even noticed because both actors looked pretty much identical. So, you know, recasts can happen, and also like with the whole multiverse thing, and especially with this show where variants are established to not always look the same. Like, one of the main characters in this series is Sylvie, who is a female variant of Loki, played by a different actress. So there is entirely a mechanism for just recasting Jonathan Majors and saying, yeah, new variants, don't worry about it, it's fine. That would be perfectly okay. I would accept it, everyone would accept it, but I get the feeling Marvel is just going to hope that the domestic violence case against Jonathan Majors goes away or he gets acquitted, and then they will just carry on like nothing happened. Although we all saw those texts, so yeah, I don't feel good about that. In terms of this season, it's kind of hard to tell where exactly they're going with it, although it seems obvious that they are setting up Kang as you know, this growing threat, as Loki has returned to the TVA, and at the end of last season, he saw the giant Kang statue. And in this episode, he's like unstuck in time. He keeps like jumping back and forth through periods of the TVA's history so that he actually can see in the past of the TVA before Kang had hid himself from them and had like made up that whole thing about the timekeepers and everything like that. So we're gonna probably, I think this season is going to be doing a lot of building up of Kang. But as much as I don't like Jonathan Majors being in the show, they did add a new character who I quite like, Ke Kwan, who you might know as Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, or more recently he was, I don't remember the character's name, but he was the husband in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which he got an Oscar for. and after like 19 years of not acting. So he is seeing a big resurgence in his career after, not making it past the, a childhood star phase. But he's great. He plays Ouroboros is his character's name, but everyone just calls him Obi. And he's a lot of fun. He feels very similar to the kind of character that he played in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, I get the feeling Ke Huy Quan is just kind of a character actor at this point, which is fine because the character that he plays in that character actor thing is very fun, very kind of, nerdy, quirky. He has like esoteric knowledge and funny ways of interacting with other people about it. And again, it's kind of hard to tell where exactly things are going, except that we know that Loki is seeing hints of the future of the TVA as well as the past, and it's all going to be leading to something, which the cynical part of me says is probably just going to be a stupid sixth episode where they fight somebody with similar powers to them. Although Loki itself, this show, has not really been the exact like MCU TV mold. I mean, in the end of last season, Loki did fight Sylvie, who is, literally him, just a different variant. But that wasn't quite the same because he was trying to stop her from killing Kang. And, but she did, which means all the other Kangs are showing up. Sylvie herself, we don't really know much about what she's up to yet. She seems to have an arc, but she only shows up like right at the end of the episode, so we don't really know where she is and what she's doing. But it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, and I really hope that it's a good show. But if you watched my conversation with Riverboat Jack the other day, I have been turning sour on the MCU. Every time I allow myself to hope, I usually end up getting disappointed. I'll see something, and then I will, I'll have the momentary, the theatrical aspect of it. Going to a movie in the cinema, you have kind of the theater high, and then after you get out of it, you're able to come down from that and go, wait, that sucked. Because, full disclosure, when I saw Rise of Skywalker, I had a theater high out. I was like, oh, I saw a new Star Wars in the movies. And then after a couple days, I realized, wait, that movie was bullshit. Everything about that movie was bullshit. So I have to be aware of that. Now, on the small screen, you're not really getting that effect as much because you don't have the theater experience. But I am cautiously optimistic about this season, which kind of feels like my default state whenever I'm watching a new MCU show. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I fear they're going to let me down. It's too early to say for this one. I did like this episode. I do like the addition of Ke Huy Quan to the cast. I really like his character of Obi. I hope they do more with that. But I'd say that's probably about it for my review of this the season premiere of Loki. And I hope they impress me next week. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm trying to get my channel monetized, so your view means a lot. Don't forget to toss me a like and subscribe and ring the bell. I stream every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, so catch me live and join in on the convo. You can find all my socials in the description below, and thank you to all my patrons with a very special shout out to my Whale Shark tier patron Ryan D and my Anemone Friend tier patron Piftle Cakes. Your support means the world. Catch you next time.